Good evening, children.
Evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
My screen is visible, children. I've shared my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
This mic is enabled. Kindly disable your mic. We have finished this one, but let's just recall this. Yeah, we have finished this. Let's just recall this one. So here it says prove that x square of a square plus b square plus 2x of ac plus bd plus c square plus d square is equal to 0. This quadratic equation has no real roots if AD is not equal to BC. So the condition given is AD is not equal to BC, which means you understand AD minus BC is not equal to 0. AD is not equal to BC. AD and BC, they're not equal. Their values are not the same. If their values are not the same, their difference is not 0. You can even transpose this. You can bring this to the side. AD minus BC is not equal to 0. So this is the condition given to us. We need to prove that this quadratic equation, see, this is a quadratic equation, x squared, this is the x squared term. This is the x squared term. This is the x term, and this is the constant. That one which does not have x or x square in it. This is the constant term. This is the x term. See, this is x, and the coefficient of x is 2 of AC plus BD. In the x term, other than x, the rest is the coefficient of x. So 2 of AC plus BD. 2 of AC plus BD is the coefficient of x. And the coefficient of x square is a square plus b square. So we are given a quadratic equation in the standard form. We see only 3 terms, x square term, x term, and the constant. So given a quadratic equation and given this condition, AD is not equal to BC. Given this condition, AD is not equal to BC, we need to prove that this quadratic equation has no real roots. It has no real roots. That means you must prove that the value of D is negative. Has no real roots, meaning you must prove that the discriminant is negative. The discriminant of this equation is negative. Only then you can say it has no real roots. To show that it has no real roots, you need to prove that the value of D is less than 0. That is, D is negative. So let's find D. D is given by the expression B square minus 4AC. So we substitute the expressions for B, A, and C in B square minus 4AC. You know the coefficient of x is B. The coefficient of x square is A, and this constant is C. So substitute B, A, and C in B square minus 4AC. And 2 square is 4. See, children, I told you in the last class also that B is 2 of AC plus BD. See here, 2 of AC plus BD. This entire thing is B. See here, open a square bracket, close a square bracket and square it. B square, right? So open a square bracket, excuse me, close the square bracket and square it. Inside that you must write B. Inside the square bracket you must write B. B, the whole of B squared. Don't forget to square 2. That's what I'm trying to say. If you just write 2 into AC plus BD and put a square here, you go wrong. Open a square bracket, close the square bracket and raise it to the power 2. So in the space in the middle, write B. And what is B? 2 of AC plus BD. So make sure you don't go wrong here. You should challenge yourself. You should not go wrong in substituting the expressions, the value of the expressions. Okay, so likewise, 4 into A into C. So 2 squared is 4. I hope we are all listening. 2 squared is 4. And AC plus BD the whole square minus, write this 4 as it is. Don't multiply 4 with any of the terms here. Multiply these two brackets, A square plus B square with C square plus D square. So you know how that multiplication goes. Don't take the 4. Don't take the 4. Multiply this binomial and this binomial. So you get 4 terms. All right. Now 4 is common. Now 4 is common. You can even expand this here. Not that you should not expand it here. You must expand in the next step. Nothing like that. You can expand this here. You can even expand this here. I've done it in the next step. So 4 is common. Remember, we cannot divide by 4 throughout. You should not divide by 4 throughout. You should not divide by 4 throughout. You can only take out 4 common. If it's an equation and there is 4 common, you can divide by 4 throughout. In an equation, you can divide throughout by 4. When you're working with an expression, you can only take out 4 common. So 4 common. So I have expanded this here, the 3 terms, like x plus y the whole square is x square plus 2xy plus y square. And here 4 is out common, so minus AC square, sorry, minus a square c square, plus into minus minus a square d square, minus into plus minus b square c square, minus into plus minus b square d square. Now simplify the like terms. So we have a square c square minus a square c square, 0. Plus b square d square minus b square d square, 0. So of the 7 terms, 4 terms cancelled out. So we are left with these 3 terms. We had 4 terms. Sorry, we had 7 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 terms. 4 of them cancelled out. So we are left with 3 terms. And this one is minus a square d square. Now this is a perfect square. This expression is a perfect square, just that we don't want a minus here and a minus here. Because the middle term, when it is x plus y the whole square or x minus y the whole square, it's the middle term that is negative or positive. The x square and y square terms are always positive. It's x square plus y square plus 2xy or x square plus y square minus 2xy. That 2xy term carries a plus or a minus sign in x plus y the whole square and x minus y the whole square. X square and y square are always positive in both. So, but here this is negative, this is also negative. So let's take out minus common. Let's take out minus common. Let's bring minus common. So we have minus 4, and you understand all this. We taken a minus outside. So every term here will be written with its opposite sign. So minus becomes plus, plus becomes minus, minus becomes plus. Now this expression is a perfect square. This one is a perfect square, which can be written as AD minus BC, the whole square. Minus 4, AD minus BC, the whole square. Because this is the x square term, AD the whole square. This is AD the whole square. This is BC the whole square. This is AD the whole square. This is BC the whole square. AD the whole square, BC the whole square. And this is the 2xy term. 2 into AD into BC. 2 into AD into BC, which is 2ABCD. Well, that can be written as AD minus BC the whole square. Now it's time to comment on the value of the discriminant. Now this is D. D is equal to minus B into AD minus BC the whole square. Now children, tell me, what is the value of AD minus BC? Now when we talk about the value,
It is less than 0.
Yeah, when we talk about the value, just a second. Yes, when we talk about the value, you will have to express like this, that the value will be less than 0 or equal to 0 or greater than 0. See, you cannot find the value of AD minus BC exactly. So you can only say that the value of the expression AD minus BC will be less than 0 or more than 0 or equal to 0.
It is less than 0.
Can AD minus BC be equal to 0?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Why AD minus BC cannot be 0?
Ma'am,
AD
because
is
they have
not
given that it is no real root, ma'am. So it will be imaginary root, so it will be less than.
No, Shakti, you're confused. No, it's not given that it has no real roots. We have to prove that it has no real roots. It's not given that it has no real roots. We'll have to prove.
Ma'am,
Like,
it's given if AD is not equal to BC.
yeah, it is given that AD is not equal to BC. The value of AD is not the same as the value of BC. So when two things are not equal, see, when two things are equal, their difference is 0. When two quantities are equal, their difference is 0. When two quantities are not equal, when two things are not equal, their difference is not 0. That's what it is. So AD minus BC, the value of AD minus BC is not 0. It may be negative, it may be positive. That we cannot say. It's not 0, that much we know. Because AD is not equal to BC, the value of the expression, see, we are trying to find D. We are trying to find D. So using this expression, we have substituted, we simplified, and we are here now. At this point, we are trying to judge. We're trying to judge the value of this expression. We need to prove that this is less than 0. The value of this one is less than 0, which means D is less than 0, which means the given equation has no real roots. So we are trying to judge the value of this entire expression. So we're doing it in parts. First, we'll analyze what the value of AD minus BC can be. So AD minus BC cannot be 0. So it can be either positive or negative. Whether positive or negative, children, what is AD minus BC the whole square?
positive, ma'am.
Positive. Positive. Whether AD minus BC is negative or positive, when you square it, AD minus BC the whole square, when you square it, it is positive.
It will be always positive.
Yeah, AD minus BC the whole square is always positive. See, we negated one thing. AD minus BC is not 0. Okay, fine. So it can be either positive or negative. Whether positive or negative, AD minus BC may be positive or negative, but AD minus BC the whole square, when you square a positive value or a negative value, it becomes positive or it remains positive. So now this much we understood. AD minus BC the whole square is positive. This is positive. Now this positive value into a negative 4. This is positive into a negative.
It will be
4.
always negative, ma'am. So it will be less than 0, ma'am.
Yeah, perfect. So when this positive value is multiplied by negative 4, the value is something. We don't know the magnitude, but the sign we know will be minus because plus into minus is minus. So the value of this expression is negative. If the value of D is negative, that means D is less than 0, which proves that D has no real roots. So the other day, I'm sure we understood. We should write everything symbolically, not in words. So we start with the expression AD minus BC. Since it is not 0, since AD minus, okay, let me not bug you children with this again. So just have a look at this. In case you have any questions, you can ask me. So you see here, it's not 0. The square of this is not 0. That means it may be positive or negative. The square of this is not 0. This may be positive or negative. This may be positive. This one is not 0. So when you square it, whether this is positive or negative, the square is positive. That's what is indicated by greater than 0. Greater than 0 means positive. Less than 0 means negative. Not equal to 0, you understand? Greater than 0 meaning positive. Less than 0 meaning negative. This is positive, but when you multiply by minus 4, it becomes negative. So D is negative. So the given equation has no real roots. Children, for the next one, what is the condition for a perfect square?
D is equal
It
to
has
0.
equal roots, ma'am.
Yeah, it has equal roots. If it's a perfect square, that means the quadratic equation has equal roots. And if it has equal roots, the value of D is 0. Should you prove that D is 0, or should you work with the condition D is equal? Should you take the condition D is equal to 0?
Plus, ma'am.
And take the condition.
Okay, let me put that question again. See, my question is, should we prove that D is equal to 0, or should we work with the condition D is equal to 0?
You want to work with the condition.
Work with the condition.
Yeah, we need to work with this condition. D is equal to 0. Because it's given it's a perfect square. It's given the quadratic equation is a perfect square. So it has two equal roots. That means the value of D is 0. So simply write D is equal to 0, which means B square minus 4AC is equal to 0. Substitute the expressions for A, B, C. Solve and find K. We finished this in the class, right, children? Last class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Last class we done this.
Oh. No, since the ninth one is important, I thought we'll just recall it. Okay, 10 it's just that we have to just work, take up this condition B square minus 4AC is equal to 0, substitute the values of, the expressions for A, B, and C, and simplify and find the values of K.
Can you show the question, ma'am?
Yeah. I think then I'd asked you to, we finished this in the class. 15 we did.
Ma'am, we didn't do even question number 7 and 8.
Yeah, I've reserved it for these questions, 7, 8, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14. We'll do it in another class.
11 also, ma'am.
11, is it? Okay, fine. 11, fine. 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes. We'll do it, children. We'll do it in the next class. Maybe if you're interested, you can take a picture. If you have time, you can just complete working it. We'll understand in the next class. Yeah, take a picture. 11th one is there.
Ma'am, can you show 11th one?
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Children, kindly mind your microphone. Right below is page number 9, children. It's not multiplied by 9. Right below here, this 9 is page number 9. Okay. Shall I show the next slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So if the root of 15th one, if the roots of the equation, what you see there, are equal, we are given a quadratic equation and we are given that the roots are equal, then prove that 2b is equal to a plus c. We are given a quadratic equation in the standard form. You can see the x square term. What is the coefficient of x square? What is the coefficient of what is the coefficient of x square?
B minus C.
B minus
B minus c. Coefficient of x?
C minus A.
C minus
B
a.
minus A.
And the constant?
A minus B.
A minus B.
A minus b. Okay. So this is the quadratic equation given to us in the standard form. And it's also given that the roots are equal. Roots of this equation are equal. Roots are equal, meaning the value of d is 0. So given that, we need to prove that 2b is equal to a plus c. We are given a quadratic equation with equal roots. We are given a quadratic equation with equal roots. Roots are equal. If roots are equal, that means the value of d is 0. D0 meaning b square minus 4ac is 0. B square, this is b square, minus 4 into a into c is equal to 0. We need to prove that 2b is equal to a plus c. We need to prove that 2b is equal to a plus c. So on simplifying this, we get 6 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms. On simplifying this, b square minus 4ac, when you square this, multiply and all that, you get some terms. After simplifying, you have only 6 terms. Of these 6 terms, 3 terms are perfect squares. Of the 6 terms, see, expand this, c minus a the whole square, see 3 terms. Expand it, we get 3 terms. Here, upon multiplying b minus c and a minus b, you will get 2 into 2, 4 terms. And when you multiply by 4 terms you will have in all. So 4 plus 3, 7 terms we have here. We have 7 terms here. We get 3 terms from this and 4 terms from this. So in all we have 7 terms. We have 7 terms. Then here we have plus 4ac and minus 2ac. We have 2 like terms. We have these 2 like terms, plus 4ac and minus 2ac. So on simplifying that, we are left with 6 terms. On simplifying 4ac and minus 2ac, we are left with 6 terms. Of these 6 terms, 3 terms are perfect squares. A square, 4b square, c square. 3 terms are perfect squares. So I've written the perfect squares first, and then the AB term, BC term, and AC term. Because this format reminds us of an identity we used in 9th standard. X squared plus y squared plus z squared plus 2xy plus 2yz plus 2xz is equal to x plus y plus z the whole square. This is the identity which has 6 terms, of which 3 are perfect squares. This is the identity which has 6 terms, of which 3 are perfect squares. So you show that it's of the form . So since the 2 negative terms, you should have observed that the 2 negative terms are the terms which have b in them. See here, this one is negative, this one is negative. So we fix a minus sign to the b term. We fix a minus sign to the b term. Here see, in minus 4ab, b, minus 4bc, b. And these two are the 2 negative terms. So to that b term, we fix a minus sign. So this one is written as, this is written as a the whole square plus minus 2b the whole square plus c the whole square. A the whole square plus minus 2b the whole square plus c the whole square. Then show the other terms, plus 2 into a into b, b into c, c into a. A square, a the whole square, b the whole square, c the whole square. I told you last class itself, by mistake I've written minus here. This is a plus. This is a plus here. This is a plus here. Plus 2 into a into minus 2b. Plus 2 into minus 2b into c. Plus 2 into a into c. So this is, let me say x, y, z. So this makes x plus y plus z the whole square, where x is a, y is minus 2b, and z is plus c. So using the identity, these six terms make a minus 2b plus c the whole square is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. So if a minus 2b plus c the whole square is 0, a minus 2b plus c is equal to 0. And upon transposing, we get a plus c is 2b, or 2b is equal to a plus c. Again, so these two questions which we recalled or revised, they are really important. Now this one, again, another important question. If the root of the equation, again, the equation is given in the standard form. It's given in the standard form. You can see the x square term, the x term, and the constant. If the roots are equal, prove that a by b is equal to c by d. So we are given a quadratic equation with equal roots. We are given a quadratic equation with equal roots. That means d is 0. That means b square minus 4ac is 0. So all that we have to do is substitute the expressions for a, b, and c. So again, be careful. On comparing, we get b is minus 2 of ac plus bd. See here, b square, open a square bracket, close a square bracket, and raise it to the power 2. Open, close an empty square bracket. Open and close an empty square bracket, raise it to the power 2. And write that expression for b in the middle. Write the expression for b. What is it? Minus 2 into ac plus bd. Other than x, cover x. The rest of it in that term is b. So b square minus 4ac, 4 into a. This is a, and this is c. So minus 2 squared is 4. Minus 2 squared is 4. 4 of ac plus bd the whole square. Minus 2 squared is plus 4. Now we have used this power 2 has been used for minus 2. So now this ac plus bd, the square is only for ac plus bd. The square is now only for ac plus bd because this power 2 has been applied on minus 2. This power 2 has been applied on minus 2. Minus 2 into minus 2 plus 4. So we are left with this one, ac plus bd. The square applies only for ac plus bd because the square is already applied on minus 2. And these as it is. It's an equation, so you can divide by 4 throughout. It's an equation, so you can divide throughout by 4. Because how many terms? 1, 2, and we have another term in the RHS, which is 0. So divide the 3 terms by 0. When you divide this one by, sorry, not by 0, sorry, by 4. Divide these 3 terms by 4. Upon dividing this by 4, we get ac plus bd the whole square. When you divide this term by 4, again 4 and 4 cancels, and a square plus b square into c square plus d square. And 0 by 4 is 0. Divide this term by 4, you get this. Divide this term. This is one term. Only a plus or a minus separates. See, these are not 3 different terms because terms are separated by a plus or a minus sign. This is 4 into a square plus b square into c square plus d square. It's a product. It's a product. So there's a minus sign here. So this is one term. This is one term. This is one term. This is the other term. This is the other term. This one. These two terms are separated by a minus sign. Divide this term by 4 to get this. Divide this term by 4 to get this. 4 and 4 cancels, and you have a square plus b square into c square plus d square is equal to 0 by 4, which is 0. Now expand and simplify. Expand and simplify. Expand this again. You should not make this mistake. AC, when you expand this, it is a square c square. By mistake, ac square. We tend to write ac square. No, this is in the form x plus y the whole square. X squared, square this one, a square c square. 2 into AC into BD. 2 into AC into BD, which is 2ABCD. Plus y square, BD the whole square, b square, d square. Multiply these two terms with these two terms. There's a minus outside, be careful. So all negative is equal to 0. So these terms, they get cancelled. Plus, minus, same terms, opposite sign. They get cancelled and we are left with these three terms. We're left with these three terms. Change the signs throughout. Change the signs throughout, that gives you this one. Now this is of the form AD the whole square plus BC the whole square minus 2 AD into BC. It's of the form x the whole square plus y the whole square minus 2xy. So which can be written as x minus y the whole square. So AD minus BC the whole square is 0, which means AD minus BC is 0. On transposing, when you take minus BC to the other side, AD is equal to BC. When you take minus BC to the other side, it becomes AD is equal to BC. Now write it. This can be written as a proportion. A by B is equal to C by D. Just cross multiply and see, you'll get back this. Cross multiply, A into D is AD. B into C is BC. Just write this required result. This is the required result, right? A by B is equal to C by D. Just cross multiply and see AD is equal to BC. Yeah, we got AD is equal to BC. See, cross multiply, AD is equal to BC. Yes, we got AD is equal to BC. We got AD is equal to BC. Just write it as in the form of a proportion. That's all. So A by B is equal to C by B, C by D. Because here AD is equal to BC. So this can be written as A by B is equal to C by D. Proved. Here we change the signs throughout because to suit the identity, x square minus 2xy plus y squared. So it's minus 2xy. The middle term is negative. So we get AD minus BC the whole square, not AD plus BC, because the middle term is negative. The middle term is negative. So AD minus BC the whole square. Any questions here, children?
Ma'am?
Yes, Arnav.
Ma'am, what is the difference? Like the before equation, the before term was also an equation, ma'am. Where
Which-
where we took 4 as common.
No, that's okay. Let me go back to that. That's not an equation. That's an expression. There we were finding D. But good you asked. There we were finding this one, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. No, just have a look. And in case I still have to say something, I will clarify. Here, we have to prove it has no real roots. We have to prove it has no real roots. So we are finding D. We are finding D. That means we are finding B square minus 4AC. We don't have an equation here. It's an expression. We're finding only B square minus 4AC, which is an expression. We don't have a condition like D is equal to 0 or D is greater than 0 or less than 0. We don't have a condition like that. We have to prove it has no real roots. So we are finding b square minus 4ac. We're going to find b square minus 4ac and say that it is negative.
Okay, ma'am. Understood.
No, I can still wait. If you're not
No, ma'am,
convinced,
I understood. Here they didn't mention in the question that the equation is equal.
huh?
D is not equal to 0. In that question, it's given that the equation, if the roots are equal.
Correct. Yes, there it is given that the equation has equal roots. It's given that the equation has equal roots. So you know the nature of the roots there. So you're not finding the discriminant. You know the discriminant is 0. While here you have to find, you will have to find the discriminant and say that or show that the discriminant is negative. So when you're finding the discriminant, you're working with an expression. When you're finding b square minus 4ac, you're working with an expression, not an equation. So when we are finding the discriminant, when we are finding b square minus 4ac, we are not working with an equation. We are working with an expression where you can only take out 4 common because 4 is common. Okay, so we can only take out 4 common. We cannot divide by 4 because it's not an equation. If you're dividing, you should divide both the LHS and RHS by 4. But there is nothing like LHS and RHS here in an expression. Only an equation has LHS and RHS. So when we are working with an expression, take out 4 common. And we work with an equation, you can divide by 4 throughout.
Ma'am.
Okay,
Ma'am.
Yes, I think Shakti. Yes, Shakti.
Here also I have taken the 4 common. I have got minus 4 into a square d square like that, ma'am.
You can take out 4 common, then 4
And after that, I again multiplied that 4 with this, and I got the answer as AD is equal to BC.
You can also take 4 common here. 4 will go to the other side for division. 0 by 4, 0. When you take out 4 common here, then 4 will go to the other side. 4 common and will go to the other side. RHS 0 by 4, which is 0. You can. Yes, Shakti, now tell me what you did.
Yes, ma'am. I have took the 4 common, and I got that minus 4 into a square d square minus ac bd plus b square c square, ma'am.
Of course. Take out minus common and that goes to the other side for division. 0 by 4 or minus 4, whatever. So it's 0. That's fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's fine.
Then I got the final answer as AD is equal to BC.
Good. Okay.
Ma'am, can you show the question?
Yeah. So here the roots are given to be equal. Roots are equal. That means D is 0, which means B square minus 4AC is 0. We are not finding the discriminant here. We know that the discriminant is 0. We know that B square minus 4AC is 0. Or we have to prove that A by B is equal to C by D. Class, use the emoji. Raise your hands. Srinivasan, Arnav, Manasa, Muttuvel, Tirunesh, Ravya, Harshita, Shabarigrish. Shivani, Priyadashni. Priyadashni is very quiet these days. I don't know why. She was a very active participant. Okay, Hariharan. Text me later, Priyadashni. I don't know why you're very quiet these days. Parthavi, Sudarshan, Shruti, Priya, Shreya, Ashwin, Shakti, Rakshan, and Anish. Some of us have not joined. See, we never have full attendance. Some of them. All right, children. All right, children. Thank you. Is this clear, children? This is a very important question.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you received the circular regarding the, the pattern of examination this year?
Ma'am, what, ma'am? Can you repeat, ma'am?
Oh, no. Has the school announced the pattern of examination for this year?
Yes, ma'am. The central board, they told.
Yeah, the term 1, term 2, term 1 is going to be only
Yes,
objective,
ma'am.
right?
First term is MCQ
Now,
and second term it will be written.
subjective. Correct, correct. You got the circular? All the schools?
Saw on news, ma'am.
Okay, so not formally announced in school, is it?
Yes,
Ma'am, in
ma'am.
our school
Most
they
of the people
announced
came
about
to
that,
know from
ma'am.
news itself.
The class teachers told about that.
Okay. Now
Ma'am,
I want one from each school to because now as against full portions, now we have some chapters for term 1 and some other chapters for term 2. Now I just want you people, let me just name Srinivasan from Kamla Niketan. Please make a list of the chapters that has been completed in your school so far and share it with me on WhatsApp. Arnav from Montfort, Manasa, Kaveri Global, Nivedita from Z School, who's here from Mahatma Gandhi, Hariharan or Priyadarshini or Tirunesh. One of you, please give me the list of chapters that has been covered in your school so far. And Shabari Grish from CARE, please make a list of the chapters that has been covered in school and share it with me on WhatsApp.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
ma'am, I forgot. Where did you put the minus on the right hand side?
Okay, 16, huh?
Yes, ma'am. The fourth last line.
Okay, fourth last line. Yeah, I've changed the signs throughout.
Okay, ma'am. You
Yeah.
multiplied with minus on.
Yeah, yeah. We multiply both the sides with -1 or we change the signs throughout.
Okay.
Yeah, multiplying both the sides by -1, correct. Harshita from Amrita Vidyalaya. If I missed any school, please excuse. If I've not called out somebody, just assume that responsibility. Just make a list of the chapters that has been covered by your teachers in school. Share it with me on WhatsApp. Children, please do it today after the class. Don't forget.
In our school they completed the first 4 chapters only, ma'am.
Okay. No, okay. Share the message. I'll forget.
I have shared.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Now this one, children. If the root of the equation, again, a quadratic equation in the standard form, you can see the x square term, the x term and the constant. You can see 3 terms, the x square term, x term, constant. If the roots of this equation are equal, they're equal, that means d is 0. If the roots of this equation are equal, that means d is 0. Then prove that either a is equal to 0 or a cube plus b cube plus c cube is equal to 3abc. If the roots of this equation, see it's in the standard form, x squared, its coefficient, x, its coefficient, and constant. The given equation is in the standard form. It's given that the quadratic equation, it is given that the quadratic equation has equal roots. It's given that the quadratic equation has equal roots. So given that, we need to prove that either a is 0 or a cube plus b cube plus c cube is equal to 3abc. So it's very convenient. We have a condition to work with. We know d is 0 because the roots are equal. We know d is 0. D meaning b square minus 4ac is 0. We know this. So just substitute the expressions for a, b, and c. A is the coefficient of x square, this one. B is this one, coefficient of x, this one. And this is the constant c. Substitute. This is the substitution here. Then, as always, don't multiply this 4 inside. Multiply these two terms with these two terms and get the 4 terms. Here again, minus 2 squared is plus 4. Okay, minus 2 squared is 4. Minus 2 into minus 2 is plus 4. This is a square minus bc the whole square. This one square. When you square this, it becomes plus 4. Here, write this minus 4 as it is. Multiply these two brackets. 2 terms, 2 terms. So 4 terms here. 4 terms. You know how to multiply. C square into b square. C square into minus ac. Minus ab into b square. Minus ab into minus ac. Then divide throughout by 4. Divide this term by 4. Divide this term by 4. So 4 and 4 cancels. And you're left with this. Expand it. Expand it, we get this. Expand this. X minus y the whole square. Expand it. Here, when you divide this term by 4, when you divide this term by 4, the denominator 4 and the numerator 4, they get cancelled and you have all these terms. Is equal to 0 by 4, which is 0. So in the next step, you cannot see a 4 because we have divided by 4 throughout. These two terms in the left-hand side, when divided by 4, this 4 is lost. This 4 is lost. And 0 by 4 is 0. Now be very careful. There's a minus outside. So all these terms will come with their opposite signs outside the bracket. Opposite signs. Simplify. Simplify. Now we are left with only 4 terms. We're left with only 4 terms. In all, now this is a golden rule in factorizing. Whenever there's something common, take out the common factor. Whenever there is something common, take out the common factor. They're asking you to solve for a kind of. They're asking you to show that a is equal to 0. So don't divide by a throughout. Because they're asking you to find the value of a. When you're asked to find the value of a or the value of x, you should not divide by x throughout. See, if you're finding the value of x, you should not divide by x throughout. If you have to find the value of a, don't divide by a throughout. Then you will lose one value of a. We've seen this in the last class, one of the earlier classes. So you might feel that a is, why don't we divide by a throughout? Don't, because we are trying to find a. Then don't divide by a throughout. So take out a common. A common. In this step, I've only arranged the terms. I've written this a term, this a to the power 4 first, and then this b term, and then the c term, and then this 3a square bc. In this step, I only arranged these terms. I've written this a to the power 4 first, and then this term which has b cubed, and then this term which has c cubed, and then this minus 3a square bc. On taking a common, we get a cubed. A into a cubed is a power 4. A into b cubed, ab cubed. On taking a common, so a is out common here, so c cubed. A out common, so this 3a square bc will be 3abc is equal to 0. So now the product is 0. The product is 0. This product is 0, which means either a is equal to 0 or the value of this expression is 0. Either a is 0 or the value of this expression is 0. So we have A is equal to 0, or when this is 0, on transposing minus 3ABC, we get A cube plus B cube plus C cube is equal to 3ABC. And that's what we have to prove. That's what we had to prove. We had to prove that either A is equal to 0, or we had to prove that either A is 0 or A cube plus B cube plus C cube is equal to 3ABC. After simplifying, we have four terms. I've arranged the terms. Without arranging also you can get the result. It's not important to arrange. You can simply take out A common here. It's not important to arrange. But taking out common is important. Take out A common. So this will become A cubed. This will become minus 3ABC. And this will be C cubed. And this will be B cubed. You will get the same terms inside the bracket in a different order. That's all. You need not arrange the terms like this. I just put it in the order like A power 4, then this B cubed, and then C cubed, and then this minus 3A square BC. Just to get these terms in the order. These four terms, A common, and we have all this. The product is 0, which means A is equal to 0, or this expression is equal to 0. On transposing, we have A cube plus B cube plus C cube is 3ABC. Now you might have a doubt in simplifying, though it is, you should know, you can ask me this one. Somewhere here you don't understand, because I just assume it is 8th standard x minus y the whole square. I just assume that children must know how to expand this, but I may be wrong. Maybe you have some doubt here in multiplying. Please ask me anything specific. Please ask me. See, I did not tell you talk about the multiplication because I just assume that you know c square into b square is b square, c square into ac is ac cubed. And you know you'll have to multiply the signs, plus into minus is minus. Just in case you don't understand, please ask me, I'll tell you. I'll just wait for some time, go through the complete answer. Please go through line by line. Anywhere you don't understand, be responsible and ask me. If you're a responsible student, you will ask me, because if you don't understand, you should ask. You just have to write d is equal to 0, b square minus 4ac is 0, and that's it. Substitute, and it's all about 8th standard. See, expanding using x minus y the whole square, multiplying a binomial with a binomial, and then when there's a minus outside, you know, multiplying the terms after the minus sign with the minus sign. So these things we've been learning since 7th standard. All right. Shall we go to the next one, children?
Ma'am, 1 minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody said no, I'll wait.
Yes, ma'am, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Completed.
Fine. So this again, similar question. If this quadratic equation has equal roots, we've been seeing the same thing. We just have different equations, so different results we have to prove. Earlier question also was similar. Because the quadratic equation was different, we had to prove a different result, that's all. The condition given was the same. See here, if this equation has equal roots. See the earlier question, same thing. If this equation has equal roots, then prove something. See here, this one also. If the roots of this equation are equal, the last three questions are similar. In all the three questions, we are given that the roots are equal. D is 0, b square minus 4ac is 0. Since the equations are different, we had to prove different results. Right? In this question, we are given a quadratic equation. Nothing is given about the roots. It's not given it has equal roots. It's not given it has unequal roots. You have to prove that it has no real roots. We are given a quadratic equation. You should prove that it has no real roots. You will have to prove that it has no real roots. That means you should find the discriminant. You should find the discriminant. You must show that the discriminant is negative. And since the discriminant is negative, that is its value is less than 0, the quadratic equation has no real roots. So this one is similar, children. Again, quadratic equation, it has equal roots. Prove that c square is equal to a square of 1 plus m square. So equal roots of b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. Substitute. This is the expression for b, a and c. So there is 4 here, 4m square c square. There is 4 here. There's 4 here also. So let's not multiply the 4 with the terms inside the bracket. We'll multiply these two terms with these two terms. We'll multiply these two terms with these two terms. We'll not multiply 4 inside. 4m square c square. On multiplying these two terms with these two terms, we have these 4 terms. We have these 4 terms with the 4 outside. With the 4 outside is equal to 0. Now on dividing by 4 throughout, divide this by 4, we get this. Divide this one by 4, we get this. I've also removed the bracket. On dividing this by 4, 4 is eliminated. This 4 gets cancelled. So minus c square, minus or into minus is plus a square, minus c square m square, plus a square m square is equal to 0. In this step, you can see that after dividing throughout by 4, I've immediately opened the bracket also. Open the bracket, so minus into c square, minus c square, minus into minus plus a square. Or maybe you can write the minus and write the terms inside the bracket. Next step, you can remove the bracket. The same thing. Then these two terms gets cancelled. And we are left with these 3 terms. Why should you take c square to the other side? Because the result is like that. We need to prove a result like that. See, c square is on the other side. And you have a square into something. So we transpose c square. So even we transpose c square. We have these 3 terms. And we write c square on one side because the result is like that. So c square on one side. And here between these 2 terms, you can see a square is common. See, we take c square to the other side because that's what we'll have to prove. C square is alone in the RHS in the result. So we write c square here. And the remaining two terms, a squared plus a square m square, a square is common. A square is common, so 1 plus m square. So like this, we prove that c square is equal to a square into 1 plus m square. C square is equal to a square into 1 plus m square. Hence proved. Back to the question.
And 1 minute, can you show?
Yeah, the question is right below. I'll show the answer slide. Write the question. Completed, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Others?
I'm writing.
Okay.
Ma'am, I remember now that you told last class to write this all in the classwork.
Yeah, correct. Yes. But that's what nobody mentioned that. So I thought probably you didn't have time to complete it. Yes, I did ask you to take pictures and write out in your notebook. You finished, Arna?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay, fine. Anyway,
Had
so
many tests this weekend.
correct. That's why I did not ask you that question. Meaning I didn't ask the class that question. I understand that, children are so busy with all the subjects.
Ma'am, for us they told that we have midterms on next Monday, not this coming Monday.
Okay. A week later, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
For me, it's starting from August 2nd. ma'am.
August 2nd, huh?
2nd of August.
Okay.
For us also August 2nd.
August 2nd. That was Shabari, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Shabari, yeah. I'm sharing the meeting recordings promptly, so just in case you're not able to attend the class, the recording should be useful. The recording is very clear. There is no glitch anywhere. And I'm sending it regularly. So just in case you're not able to take up the class due to the exams, please make use of the recording. All right, children. Yes, write down this, children. Again, all these equations where we solve for x, important. So we're given an equation and we have to solve for x. We'll have to solve for x. So the first step is to gather the x terms. Now this is 1 by a. This is the given equation. We'll have to solve the equation for x. Now you see there's one term here and 3 terms in the RHS. There is one term in the left hand side, 1, 2, 3 terms in the right hand side. What we do is the first step, we gather the x terms. We are solving for x, right? So we want to have all the x on one side. We are solving for x. So we wish to have all the x terms on one side. That's the first step. So write out this and plus 1 by x transposed minus 1 by x is equal to 1 by a plus 1 by b. This is a and b. So let them remain here. We just gather the x terms. This is the x. This is one x term, and this also has x. So let the x be together. Now the obvious next step is to take up the common denominator. Common denominator x into a plus b plus x. Here ab is the common denominator, and you know b plus a. AB is the common denominator, so b plus a. Here x into a plus b plus x is the common denominator. So it's like this, x minus a plus b plus x. X minus a plus b plus x, of course, in a bracket. This is multiply the denominators, that's the common denominator. Multiply the denominators. X into this one, that's the common denominator. Okay, so that's what it is. Next, multiply this minus sign with every term inside the bracket, and this is what you get. First step, gathering the x terms. So we transpose this, then common denominator. Then we multiply this minus sign with every term here in the bracket, and we open up the bracket like this. Then you see x and minus x cancels. Now when you look at the numerators, this is a plus b, this is minus a minus b. So you can, when you take out a minus common, this can be written as minus of a plus b. So we do that and we cancel the numerators on both the sides. See, we are solving for x. We are not solving for a or b. So you can cancel a plus b on both the sides. We are solving for x. We should not cancel x. We can cancel a plus b. Since the numerators on either sides, on one side, on the LHS, we have minus a minus b, which on taking minus common can be written as minus of a plus b. On the other side, we have a plus b. So why we do this is to cancel the numerators on both the sides. Or if you feel how they get cancelled, just imagine if this is transposed, it will come down here. This a plus b, when it's transposed, it will come down here. So a plus b and a plus b will get cancelled. When you transpose this a plus b, it will come down to the other side for division. Here it will come. So then a plus b and a plus b will get cancelled. No, that's why we're cancelling. So take out minus common, minus of a plus b by this denominator is equal to a plus b by ab. So a plus b on both the sides gets cancelled. Now we are left with minus 1 by x into a plus b plus x is equal to 1 by ab. Minus 1 by this denominator is equal to 1 by ab. Now just cross multiply. Bracket cross multiply. Here, this one into 1 is the same thing. This one into minus 1 will be minus ab. Then open the bracket. Group there are 4 terms. Group 2 terms. Solve for x. Group the terms and solve for x. When you're grouping, you know, children, this is the rule. You should group an x square term and an x term and a constant. That's how it always goes. See, we have 4 terms here. We have 4 terms here. On cross multiplying and opening the bracket, we get 4 terms. Bring everything to the same side. This one also to this side is equal to 0. We have 4 terms. Now, how to group? Group the x squared with one x term. The x squared with one x term, and then the other x term and the constant. You can group anything. You can group x squared with bx also. You must group there are 4 terms, one x square term, 2 x terms, and one constant ab, which does not have x or x square. You must group x square and one x term. So I have grouped x square and ax, x square term, x term. Then this x term and the constant. So I've grouped these two. X is common, x plus a. Then I've grouped these two. B is common, x plus a. So x plus a into x plus b. So on equating, x plus a is equal to 0, x is equal to minus a, x plus b is 0, x is equal to minus b. When we have 4 terms, one x square term, 2 x terms, and one constant, we group one x square term and one x term, then one x term and one constant. Please write down. Tell yourself the procedure like this. We gather the x terms, common denominator. Then the numerators on both the sides are the same. So we take a minus and write this as a plus b and cancel out the numerators. See, when you do this, you're simplifying the equation. Things become easier for you. So on cancelling a plus b, we have only 1 in the numerator, 1 and 1 here. So cross multiply, open the bracket. We have and bring everything to one side. 4 terms, grouping. In 8th standard, we have learned how to factorize by grouping. We'll have 4 terms. We group, we rearrange sometimes, and we have to rearrange. Sometimes we have to rearrange the 4 terms. And then we group the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. We group. That's called factorizing by grouping. That's what we're doing here. We are factorizing by grouping here. And on equating x plus a to 0 and x plus b to 0, we get x is minus a or x is minus b. Yes, please write down, children. I'll just come back. Please write down. I'll just get back. The second one you can do it in many ways. Just take a screenshot of what you see here. I think I've done it by completing the square. Please write down the second question. Write down the question alone. You can try it in different ways. Finish writing, children. The question.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Ma'am, 1 minute, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, written, ma'am.
Okay. Take a screenshot of this one, children. So here I've solved it by completing the square. I've solved by completing the square. You can do it using the quadratic formula also. We'll do this in the next class. We'll do this. I just want you to take a picture and try it for yourself. We'll see this in the next class. Took a picture?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. These are standard questions, children. If asked, it will be if an equation like this is asked, it will be like this with no modifications. It's a standard question. If this one happens, it will be like this only. All right. So here, what do we observe? In the left hand side, we have 1, 2 terms. Right hand side, 1, 2 terms. We have 2 terms in the left hand side and we have 2 terms in the right hand side. We have 2 terms in the left hand side, 2 on the right hand side. What we do is, can we see an A and B here, A by B kind of here? A by B, it's not A by B, it's X minus A by X minus B, but A in the numerator, B in the denominator. So let this be associated with B by A from the other side. Transpose this, bring this to this side. Let this A in the numerator and B in the denominator be associated with B by A. And let this one be associated with A by B. So on transposing, see, when you bring this to this side, it will be minus A by B. This one will be minus B by A. Take that minus B by A along with this one. And take that minus A by B along with this one. That's the first step. A by B, this A by B with B by A. And this B by A with A by B. We are transposing these two. These two come to the other side, the left hand side, as minus A by B and minus B by A. This one with minus B by A and this one with minus A by B is equal to 0. This is the first step. Common denominator, second step. 1 minute. I think I've worked this 2 times. It's the same, right? Oh. The same question, children. It's the same thing. It's the same question. The same question, children. First step, common denominator. Second step, common denominator A into X minus B, B into X minus A, common denominator. Understand this? Please tell me if the first and second step are fine. First and second steps are fine. Second one is common denominator.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it will be ax, on taking the common denominator, we have the numerator like this, ax minus a square minus bx plus b square. Here, bx minus b square minus ax plus a square. Now, when you look at the terms, the different terms in the numerator of this term and the numerator of this term, ax minus a square plus a square minus bx plus b square minus b square. So we see that we have four terms in this term. We have four terms in the numerator. In this term also we have four terms in the numerator. We almost have the same terms, just that they have opposite signs, not different, opposite signs. If it is ax here, it is, if it is plus ax here, it's minus ax here. If it's minus a square here, it is plus a square. And you know that to match the signs also, you can take out a minus common here and write all the terms with the opposite sign. So when you take a minus common, minus into plus is minus. So you can just change the connector. You can just change the connector and write all these terms with their opposite sign. Nothing. We've again seen this earlier in trigonometry also. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. When you take out a minus, when you take a minus common, minus, and open a bracket, when you take a minus and write the terms inside the bracket, you should write the opposite signs. So bx will become minus bx, minus b square will be plus b square, minus ax will become plus ax, this plus ax, and plus a square becomes minus a square. I'll repeat, plus bx, this is plus bx, it becomes minus bx, minus b square plus b square, minus ax plus ax, plus a square minus a square. So this is what happens when you take a minus outside, minus, and when you open a bracket and write everything. That minus into plus is minus. That minus which is out common into plus is minus. So what you can do is, if you want to change the signs here, if you want to change the signs throughout here, change the connecting sign. If it is plus, make it minus. If it's minus, make it plus. If it's minus, then make it plus here. Now it's plus. Take it as a minus sign and change the signs of every term here in the second term. Now you see that the numerators are the same. The numerators are the same. So take out the numerator common. Take out the numerator common. So in this term and this term, see, like children, if you have x by y plus or x by y minus x by z, x by y, x divided by y minus x divided by z. So x numerator. So you'll take out x common, open a bracket, 1 by y minus 1 by z, because x is out common. X by y minus x by z. X is the numerator in both. So you take out x common and we write 1 by y minus 1 by z. Same thing you see here. This numerator and this numerator, they're the same. So bring it out. That's common. So write it here. Open a bracket. 1 by, because this one is out common. So 1 by a into x minus b minus, this is outside common. So 1 by b into x minus a is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. I've forgotten to write. Is equal to 0. is equal to 0, children, here. So now again, common denominator, LCM for these two, LCM for these two. The product will be the LCM. Let this remain outside. Let this remain outside. Now we need to combine these two fractions. We need to combine these two by taking their common denominator. So A into B into X minus A into X minus B. A into B into X minus A into X minus B is the common denominator. A into B into X minus A into X minus B is the common denominator. A into X minus B, A into X minus B. So you need to multiply the numerator with B of X minus A and this one with A of X minus B. The numerator here will be B into X minus A. The numerator here will be A into X minus B. So it will be BX minus AB minus AX minus into minus plus AB. The numerator 1 should be multiplied with this. The numerator 1 should be multiplied with this. So when you multiply 1 with this one, you'll get XB minus AB. When you multiply this numerator with this one, you'll get AX, but there's a minus here, so minus AX. Then you will get AB minus AB, but minus here, so plus AB. Minus AB plus AB gets cancelled, and you have BX minus AX divided by this. So now, when you cross multiply, this is AX minus BX minus A square plus B squared. What is remaining here? BX minus AX is remaining here. Denominator AB into X minus A into X minus B is equal to 0. This one as it is. This one is BX minus AX. See, it is this multiplied by this fraction. This is a fraction here. This one multiplied by this. So like if you have X into Y by Z, X into Y by Z is XY by Z. X into Y by Z is XY by Z. So just like that. So just like that X here, X into Y by Z. It will be X into Y by Z. So this one into this one. So this one is here. And what remains here is BX minus AX divided by AB by X minus A into X minus B is equal to 0. So now on cross multiplying, we lose this. AB into X minus A into X minus B is lost. We have to cross multiply. That is lost. So on cross multiplying, this is what we get. On cross multiplying, when you multiply this with this, it becomes 0. So you have only this numerator. You have only this numerator. You have only the numerator. So this is what remains is equal to 0. So on equating this to 0 and this one to 0. So before when you equate this one to 0, you should remember that you're finding the value of X. So you push everything to the other side. Only the X terms you must have on one side because you're solving for X. You're solving for X on one side. Push everybody to the other side. So AX has X, BX has X. AX and BX have X in them. So let them remain here is equal to take these two terms which don't have X to the other side. So here take out X common now. Only then you can solve for X. X is common of A minus B. X is common of A minus B is equal to A square minus B square. So X is equal to A square minus B square is A plus B into A minus B. I forgot to put the line. I normally use a scale to draw. I've forgotten to draw that line here. Divided by a minus b. Divided by a minus b. X is equal to, this one is a plus b into a minus b. This a minus b comes for division. A minus b, a minus b, a minus b cancels. So x is equal to a plus b. In these four terms, children, you cannot don't try to do that grouping, because we don't have that x square term, two x terms and the constant. It's not in that fashion. It's not like there is one x square term, two x terms and one constant. You don't see the x square term at all here. So here what you have to do is we are solving for x. Have the x terms on one side. These two terms have x in them. Let them be on one side. Take the remaining terms to the other side. They don't have x, so take it to the other side. Between these two, x is common. In the bracket, a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. So x is equal to a square minus b square by a minus b. But this is a plus b into a minus b. A minus b cancels and x is equal to a plus b. And then on equating bx minus ax to 0, bx minus ax to 0, x is common, b minus a is 0, x is equal to 0 divided by b minus a, x is equal to 0. Yes, please work this.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I done in different method, ma'am, and I got till the day minus. I got till minus into ax plus bx the whole square.
No, I have to check your steps. Please work the answer, children. I'm waiting for you to work.
Ma'am, I have sent to my working.
Yeah, okay, I'll see. Shruti, third and fourth questions, they're the same. So don't worry about the third one. Third is the same as the fourth one, not similar, same.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Finish, children? Shall I show you the next slide? Yes. Now I want you to work the fifth one in the similar way. In the fifth equation, the fifth one, we have 2 on one side. We have a by x minus b and b by x minus a, and 2 on this side. We'll take 2 to this side as minus 2. We'll take minus 1 with the first term and minus 1 with the second term. Minus 1 is minus 2. When you transpose 2, it becomes minus 2. When you bring 2 to this side, it becomes minus 2. Let's just break that minus 2 as minus 1 and minus 1. Take minus 1 with this term and minus 1 with this term is equal to 0. The procedure is similar to the earlier ones. It ends here, the answer ends here. So 5, you should do it yourself. Five. Same thing, LCM. Then the numerator, they're the same. A minus x plus b. Here also a minus x plus b. The numerators are same, so bring it out. Then again in the bracket, take the LCM. When you cross multiply, this becomes 0. When you cross multiply, x minus a into x minus b into 0 is 0. So we have this and this. And on equating it to 0 and solving for x, we find the values of x. Yeah, take a picture, children. Is it over? Because similar ones. Here also. With a, you take minus b. With b, you take minus a. with a by ax minus 1, take minus b. Because a and b, when they come to the LHS, they become minus a and minus b. A and b, when they're transposed, they become minus a minus b. So to this minus, to this a, take a minus b. To this b, take a minus a. So you have a and minus b, b and minus a. Then it's similar. Common denominator, the numerators are the same, so bring out the numerator common and similar steps. On cross multiplying, this becomes, when you cross multiply, ax minus 1 into bx minus 1 into 0 becomes 0. On cross multiplying, what you see here is on cross multiplying. CM is cross multiplying. Yes, I hope you've taken a picture. 7th one also similar, children. Take a picture. Seventh one alone we'll discuss in the next class.
Ma'am, can you show the previous slide?
Ma'am, on your previous statement.
Hi. So here we split this 2c by x minus c as c by x minus c plus c by x minus c. 2c by x minus c, we split it as c by x minus c plus c by x minus c. And we take one with this and one with this one. Hope you've taken a picture.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We'll do this in the next class. Now we are going to take up a small test. Since you have the Saturday and Sunday, in case you find time, try to finish this. We'll discuss this also in the next class. 2nd, 7th and 8th we'll discuss in the next class. I'm just showing you the answer. So you can go through once and be more clear when we understand in the next class. The answer ends here, so take a picture.
Ma'am, can you show 8th question?
8th one, huh? Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. All this we'll do in the next class. Till here. So you should have taken a picture of this one, this one, and this one. Yeah, work the fifth one, children. Work question number 5. We have only 5 minutes. We'll answer this and wind up the session for today.
Ma'am, which fifth question, ma'am?
Ma'am, which one 5?
Oh, sorry. Or. Because at 5, the first one will take a long time to solve. Might take a little longer to solve. So we'll do this one. Sorry, 5, the last one on the screen. This one. The age of a man is twice the square of the age of a son. That one.
Hence means it is ago or from now, man.
Future. 8 years into the future. Yes.
Ma'am, age of sun is 4.
Age of son?
4.
4.
Ma'am, age of father is 32.
Father's age 32 and Srinivasan, father's age, and Shriya, son's age. Okay.
Ma'am, son's age is 4 and father's age is 32.
32. Okay. Yes, the answer is right. Son's present age 4 years and father's present age 32 years. The age of a man is twice the square of the age of a son. So if the son's age is X, the father's age will be, if the son's age is X, the father's age will be, what is the square of the son's age? X square. Twice that, 2x square. The father's age will be 2x square, because here, if the son's age is X, then the father's age is square of the son's age. So X squared, square of the son's age, X squared. Twice the square of the son's age, 2x squared. So their present ages are X and 2x squared. Present age of son X. Present age of father 2x square. Because father is twice, that is 2 times, the square of the age of a son. The square of the age of a son is x square. Twice that is 2x square, and that's the father's age. 8 years hence. 8 years hence, the son will be x plus 8 years. And the father would be 2x square plus 8. Present ages plus 8. So 8 years hence, the age of the man will be 4 years more than 3 times the present age of the, 3 times, sorry, not the present age, the 3 times the age of a son. So I need to show you the equation. So as we read, okay, we have assumed the son's age is X and the father's age will be twice the square. Square of the son's age is X square, twice that, so into 2. So these are their present ages. After 8 years, X plus 8, 2x square plus 8. What is it given after 8 years? The man's age will be 4 more than 3 times the son's age. After 8 years, the man's age, this is the man's age. The man's age, after 8 years, these are their ages. These are their ages after 8 years. So now we are not in the present, we are in the future. Forget these 2 ages. Forget these 2 ages. We are now in the future, 8 years later. So we are working only with these ages. 8 years later, we are working only with these ages, not with these ages. So after 8 years, the father's age is, this is the father's age or the man's age. The man's age is means equal to. Is means equal to. Man's age is 4 more than plus 4. 4 more than plus 4. 4 more than what? 3 times the son's age. 4 more than 3 times. So 3 into what's the son's age? X plus 8. X plus 8. So after 8 years, the man's age will be 4 more than, or the man's age is 4 more than 3 times the son's age. So on solving this, we get a quadratic equation, meaning on working this, we get a quadratic equation, and on solving the quadratic equation, this is the quadratic equation. On working, we get this quadratic equation. On solving this equation, we find x is 4 or minus 5 by 2. X is the son's age and it cannot be negative. X is the son's present age. X is the son's percentage and cannot be negative. So X is equal to 4. X is 4. So the son's percentage is 4 and the father's percentage is 2x squared. 2 into 4 squared. 32 years. Right, those who want to take a picture. Picture.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. If you have any doubts, please stay back. Else you may leave the meeting, children. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, children. Thank you. Good night.